Starting down in the small bed, small sand bed. Here's the pink Erythronium caucasusicum coming out. It's a bit been wet, so it's a bit bedraggled next to the Galanthus Warrenoae. This is the Elizabeth Harrison. Cyclamen comb still flowering about in this little bed. Even in a little bed you can have so much. Different Corydalis. So with the blue Corydalis and the various solidas, forms of solida types, white Malkensis. Just behind it in one of the beds, the snowdrops still looking very fresh. The Aranthus Guinea Gold goes on long to while. And there's the Corydalis Malkensis. And that's what I really want to feature in this short walk, because this is my last day before I head over to Inverview to take part in the Erythronium festival, so it's my last chance to have a look at the garden for 4 or 5 days. Down here, saxes starting to come out, but if we come round and see the mass of Corydalis, the creamy whites Malkensis, and then the purples and reds are all forms of solida. And it gets back to one of my, people remember the Yellow River, this is how I like to link areas of the garden with plants. It's at different times of years, so the Malkensis will start here and it comes down like the White River comes round down here and it cascades into the path. My idea is I've got more over there where we were just a minute ago, and I want to link, so I'll have to get some down in amongst here, some Corydalis Malkensis, so it jumps the path, and then the other branch will go from there, we'll go along there, around there, up to the garden up there where we'll go, and there'll be another leg, will come down here, past the mushroom, and out down to this end down here. So that's the long-term plan. Shouldn't take too long with Corydalis, but they just are so wonderful. And the beauty of them is they come up and they come up quickly. They carpet the ground, and then they go away as quickly. Within about a month, they'll be gone, back underground. And for that reason, it's important to feed them. They've got such a short growing season. You have to feed them up. So as soon as you see them coming through the ground, give them a wee handful of fertiliser to make sure they've got that food to build the new tuber for next year in the short growing season they have. So we come round past the bonsai, which are featuring this coming week's bulb log. I've repotted this one here and that one there. They've both been repotted, root pruned, put back into the same pot deal. Troughs lightening up. Oh, Megan, don't bark, please. Saxes. Oh, here's Molly coming to see what her sister's barking at. What's she barking at? As we come round, oh, detour. This is the trouble when you walk round the garden, there's so much to take your eye. Down here, Crocus pelastericus, just starting to come out. This one further on, slightly sunnier spot, a bit brighter, so it's a wee bit more advanced. One of my baskets of Narcissus cyclaminius that I use to populate the garden. We'll just go around here while we're in this direction. The Erythronium frames, see the Corydalis that I've seeded into the Erythronium frames. If I come round to here, this is Corydalis craked in red. It's really a good red. and this is just a basket I keep in the frame to multiply, and we've got it around the garden, but I like it for both the colour and the way the flower stems are held well clear of the leaves. It's very showy next to a group of seedlings. So if we just come round the more Corydalis malcensis here, all these have self-seeded into the Erythronium baskets. Corydalis solida, Erythronium dense canis, and then this wee bed. I just get so much pleasure from this bed. Just such a small area with the hepaticas. And the Corydalis seeded in. This little one down here. Really pretty. And then if we come up and around here, oh, it's right in the sunshine. It's maybe better if it's in the shade, I don't know. But the sunshine and shade, it's not the best thing to film in. So if we just come back round, more Corydalis. When you start with a few plants, you'll then start to get all the mixed seedlings. So if I come round the pink one, pale pink, sort of more reddy pink, a deep purpley colour. Just all so good. Seeding around here. Mixing with other plants. And as we move around you can see across there the Imperialis, quite a number of them will produce a flower this year. You can see the flowers pushing up. Again, a bulb that needs a good handful of feed every year if you want to keep them flowering every other year. More Corydalis and little narcissus and the wee blue bulbs in the rock garden. Cecilia roseni. Around this side we've got the wee hepaticas, other wee blue bulbs as I would call them. Along with them all these various wee blue bulbs and the hepaticas. Look at all the Erythronium seedlings in there. And then we'll just come round here to finish off looking at the yet more Corydalis. Yellow Erythronium tuluminense, another of the early ones. So lots of malcensis. Works best, I think, when you get the colours of the solidus through them as well. Here coming through the dicentra hybrids, whole range of dicentra hybrids, different forms of dicentra and then the hybrids, so we get these lovely tapestries of mixed foliage. Corydalis comes right up there, around this other side as well. I've just spotted here Erythronium japonicum there, just coming out. So there's some areas where the ground's still bare, but the anemones and other plants are just coming through, whereas I much prefer it when the ground's carpeted. But this bare ground will soon be carpeted. And down onto Erythronium dens canis, one of the little white ones, flowering at this side of the path. We come round the other side of the path. It's Corydalis malcensis, flowering with the Ophiopogon, the black grass, and the leucodiums that are just going over. And if we keep going around the garden, it's much the same as repeated. You see more Corydalis all around. And so let's finish with an Erythronium dens canis as I head off tomorrow to Inverview on the west coast to take part in the second annual Erythronium festival.